the year 1983. But suddenly, the chief scientists of the infrared astronomical satellite system that sent this thing into deep space, and they sent back pictures of it, and they released it to 6 of the top daily newspapers around the world. Suddenly the government came in, started putting a lid on all this information.
In regard to the discovery of Planet X in 1983, he mentioned a newspaper article that was released, and eventually they put a lid on it, right? They covered it up. I found that newspaper article that he was talking about. He says that I believe there was 6 that was put out, but I happened to track one down, and I'm going to go ahead and play that video for you now. Shows us a newspaper article, and he begins to discuss it. Check this out.
Mystery Heaven.
Corroborating Jeremiah, an ancient text called the Colburn Bible, a secular anthology said this of outer space destroyer. The Colburn Bible, manuscripts 336. When ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in the heavens. Their ways change. There is movement and restlessness. They are no longer constant, and a great light appears redly in the skies. When the blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear, and mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and the seas will boil.
Posted on social media that the crimson waters were a sign of Armageddon. Indiana.
Then the Windsor River turned red, blood red, and nobody knows why.
Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, man, I prepared a great one for y'all here today. Like always, you know, I just ask you one thing: smash that like button. Let's get this thing to 20,000 likes. It's absolutely free. It's not gonna charge your account. Y'all be tripping. Let's do a social experiment and see how many likes we can get. This is team building activity. But no. Look, man, hopefully y'all been having a good day, man. Y'all know, man, if you've been going through a tough time, we're going through this thing called life together. You never end it by yourself, man. But at the end of the day, man, look, pay attention to this video. Don't skip nothing, because you will be lost in the sauce. But at the end of the day, man, look, forgot what I was gonna say, nigga, but pay attention to the video. Trying to, like, what was I gonna say? Do y'all ever have these moments? That's what I was gonna say. Never believe anything you see in these videos. Make sure you're going out here doing your own research. Yeah, let's get it. Let's just get into this video. Good vibes only.
Our planet has come under a period of ignorance, dumbness, and lowered vibration, and that time is now to move. It is past. There is no reason for ignorance, dumbness, or lowered vibration if you want, and if you happen to be of the sons of the gods and you don't respond to it, you will soon be dead. Now, isn't that a big threat? I'm not making the threat. I'm interpreting new and future knowledge. As a metaphysician is supposed to, you have to find out whether you can agree with it or not. There is no truth until you decide what truth is, and each person should find that truth out for his or herself. Human, by which, if you look in the encyclopedias and dictionary, it says we're all human beings. That's a lie. We are not all human beings. Human is animal man. Hu was a god Hu, which lowered the lower planes again under the old teaching of the ancient Sudanese and Nubian people, and later on the so-called Egyptian people, which was a mixed race. We're going to find out just how mixed in a minute. Human did not come from God, or what we call the Creator, but from lords, or what we now call the Lord God, and animals. They were a creation by scientists whom we now refer to as Lord God. And they made human by engrafting and changing the animal life at different times as they found it on this planet and from other planets, and dropped them off here. God-man, this is the key, and the ones that had the key to the Sphinx and the pyramid, were from the sons of God, or which we now refer to as the angels. And they were a cross between mankind and the sons of God, or the angels. Understand this, in fundamentalist teachings, angels are those spirits who represent the Most High and who fly around with wings and live whether it's in Herod or some of the lower heavens and do the biddings of God himself. That is a fundamentalist interpretation. I do not decry a religion. I do not argue religion. I say that is only one interpretation of an angel.
Right.
The other is those who mastered the angles, those who could bend light rays, those who understood the four pillars of the sacred sign of the swastika, which was not called the swastika, but a whole different name. It mastered those who understood the four rays of consciousness necessary to exist on the fourth dimension, which Earth was supposed to have been into millions of years ago, but got held back by humans. Now, as humans who are going to begin to die out, and the sons of God must come to the fore, so the angels can return, that awakened person is the one that will now go through changes like you have not seen, as he attempts to throw off the dross, the animal, and come into his own consciousness. Mankind came from the lords of different planets and was soulless and could not reproduce. I repeat the three. Human, animal man, made from animal species both on this planet and other planets. God man, the sons of God, and also sometimes interpreting with mankind, a made person again by Lord gods on other planets, and mankind again by strictly the lords of other planets in this one. Obviously, you can begin to see what I'm inferring. This has nothing to do with the Creator, the prime causation, the cosmic, universal logoi. This has to do with people who evolve up the ladder, and because of their knowledge of genetics, their knowledge of geography, their knowledge of astrology, their knowledge of astrophysics, when they come to a planet, they treat them like God. All of the series that you see now, Babylon 5, Deep Space Nine, and all the rest of it, are trying to show you what really may exist in this system and in other systems to let you come into what is now called the planetary brotherhood. To awaken from the idea that you are a lone important species, you are not. But now the Earth is becoming an important place, as we will find out for numbers of reasons over this weekend, as we get deeper even tomorrow than we're going to go tonight. This is to awaken those who are not soulless, but have deep spiritual souls. One of the things that black people have found consistently is that in the face of adversity, they sing. In the face of adversity, they can laugh. In the face of adversity, they come together as a unit. And one thing seems to bother them. They know that they're supposed to worship something. They know that they're supposed to be spiritual entities, but they're not finding the results sometimes strong enough. They have found that in following religions fervently enough, really getting on fire with it, miracles do happen. But down deep, they're not satisfied because they still feel there ought to be a shortcut. And they know that something's there, but it's just not quite right, and daggone it, it frustrates me no end. How many have actually felt like that? Don't lie, if you haven't, you haven't. Most of you do. That's why the churches now, the people are going to the strongest word, the best choir, and the best place where they can also make money and meet good mates. And they're falling away from little churches that just can't make it anymore. Fundamentalism is separating from the advanced spiritual person. Again, I say this, and don't say I came here and talked about the churches and put them down. I'm not. Let each person go to any church they choose. It is their choosing. They will be responsible for their own souls if they have one. I'm saying that there's a difference between a spiritual person and a religious person. A spiritual person does not need a church, for the home and temple of God that they find their souls in is the church, and how they keep it clean and how they keep it out of ignorance and what they do with it shows their manifestation of the God's life. For the other, they need a religious fervor and constantly reminded, because they do not have quite the soul that is risen to the point where they can again manifest the Creator within them. So they constantly have to remind themselves as a herd come together to give themselves the strength to carry on. That is changing. That's why you're going to find the church being attacked like never before, and leaders in false churches falling like never before, and that's why the Falwells and all the rest of it, and you find them like little animals attacking each other, each one pulling each other down, and the congregation suffering from it. Because man must learn he does not have to go to a church, he is the church.
That's deep.
I mean, we see things on TV and we see this shit and we say, when is this shit over with? But the key is, in the 60s, we didn't have this knowledge. In the 70s, we didn't have this knowledge. In most of the 80s, we didn't have this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? We only had a few people talking about it in the past years before that, and we all thought they were crazy. But now, we have the knowledge. They say things like, too much knowledge is dangerous to the untrained ear. That's not true. What is happening here is this. The knowledge is here now. There is no more secrets. There is no more secret societies that's holding back knowledge. You see, the white boy understood that they would keep people dead long enough until they would be so dead, until there will come a time where they will be so much immersed in ignorance until they can give them knowledge and they will reject knowledge. And that's when he start putting out all the knowledge. That's why you go to your family members and they reject the shit. And mainly you. So they know that most black people reject this. I don't want to hear that black shit. I don't want to hear that shit, that old crazy voodoo shit. So because they reject it, now they can put the stuff out. So there is no more such thing as secrets. The secret is that the masses of the people hate knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So as of around 1985, they knew that the people would reject knowledge because they knew you rejected it in the 70s and the 60s. So they said, now we can put all the stuff out that we had held for the last 140 years that we dug up around the world. And as a result, that's why we only have less than 1% of the amount of people that really bears witness to what the hell is going on.
We building.
Exhibit A.
Pay attention.
Here's a modern day phone. Recognize it? Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Stay with me. Here's a car from today. And here's a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Well, get this. Here's a classroom of today. And here's a class we used 150 years ago. Now ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Yet you claim to prepare students for the future? But with evidence like that, I must ask, do you prepare students for the future or the past? I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day, tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A letter which determines product quality, hence grade A of meat. I get it.
I found out there were 8 presidents before George Washington. I wanted to smack somebody. You know, I wanted to know why I was taught otherwise. Just tell me the whole story. I'll fill in the blanks.
I think I also recall him saying that Barack Obama wasn't the first black president. So I started looking this stuff up and found out there were 14 presidents before George Washington and 7 black presidents before Barack Obama.
When I found out that...
Why would you put a kid in a room behind a desk when the sun is out for their whole entire childhood? Not put them in front of water or ocean or anything that inspires them. Dim lights. If you notice, schools, jails, and hospitals all look exactly the same. Why wouldn't it be in something inspiring? Because it's a program to keep us controlled. When you have to have order of masses, you have to have them all doing the same thing so you can know what they're doing, you can monetize what they're doing, you know how they're doing it. At a very early age, I was like, yo, all this shit y'all teaching me, none of it makes me think I'm number one. It would make me, if I believe that y'all are teaching me that I'm number 2, that I could never be a boss. They never teach us how to pass laws and lobby or be politicians, and that's the only way to make change. It has to be strategic. When the cycle continues over and over again without change, it's either insanity or it's intentional. Somebody's losing, which is us, but somebody's winning, which is them, and they're controlling the game.
You know who worries me the most? It's the generation that needs pictures and proof and just don't know. I mean, there's a lot of y'all out there who just know that the wool been pulled over your eyes. But then there's people who put their head in the hole like an ostrich and they don't know what's going on. So when they come out, they hit a picture. I didn't see it. My head was in the hole. I don't know. Look at this video I'm about to show y'all. This is how you were taught. And I don't blame you. This is how you were taught. I just stood outside the box at school. But this is how you were taught. You need pictures. You need to hold hands to make sure you stay together and don't run off into the street and get hit by a truck. Watch this video.
Between 1896 and 1920, a small number of powerful industrialists, together with their private foundations, spent more money on mass force schooling than the government did. Indeed, Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller together spent more money than the government did on schooling. If you want to know the motives of this project, you need only read the first public mission statement of Rockefeller's General Education Board that was printed in its first report to well-wishers, issued in 1906. People yield themselves with perfect docility to our molding hands. The present education conventions of intellectual and character education fade from their minds, and unhampered by tradition, we work our own will. We shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers or men of learning or men of science. We have not to raise up from them authors, educators, poets, men of letters. We shall not search for artists, painters, musicians, lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of which we have an ample supply. The task is simple. We will organize children and teach them in a perfect way the things their fathers and mothers are doing in an imperfect way. The real purpose of modern schooling was announced by Edward Ross of the University of Wisconsin in the same year that was written. Ross is generally considered one of the three founders of the 20th century discipline called sociology. And in a book bluntly called Social Control, Ross wrote, I'll quote directly, "Plans are underway to replace family, church, and community with propaganda, education, and mass media. People," he informed his readers, "are only little plastic lumps of dough." Another insider of modern schooling, H. Goddard, chairman of the psychology department at Princeton, called government schooling in 1920, quote, "the perfect organization of the hive." Goddard wrote that standardized testing was to cause the lower classes to confront their biological inferiority, sort of like wearing a dunce cap.
Think about that though. Are we building on something, boy? Are we at the mathing? But look, you know, a lot of us had this special ability to like, you know, not give a fuck about, you know, we can pass the tests and stuff in school, but we really didn't care. We didn't want to hold on to things that wasn't going to benefit us. And, you know, we're different type of learners. Some people, you know, this was a perfect warfare on them, but I always knew for me, and let me know like how y'all were in school, you know, and it's nothing against the kids that got straight A's. That's because probably in your life path, you were supposed to be like a teacher or an engineer or, you know, somebody that was supposed to build something or, you know, be on that type of time. But others were going through different life paths and your soul didn't resonate with the information that was being put out. So all I'm saying is here is if you have a kid that's struggling in school, or if you're a kid that's struggling in school, or college, wherever you at in life, no matter what color you are, don't matter. Don't none of that shit matter. But the thing is, you're not dumb because you're not grasping the knowledge or anything like that. You're just a different type of learner, and you're probably not on the right life path that you should be on. That's all I'm saying. But look, let's get back into this video though. Be easier on these kids, man. It's hard out here for them. Be real.
Your boss is not your friend. Your boss is not your family.
So,
your boss only cares that you come to work and that you do the work. When your boss is asking how are you, that is only a formality. They give no fucks about how you actually are. When you are sick and your boss is saying get well soon, what your boss is saying is get well soon so that you can come back and do the work. When your mother dies and you are taking time off to mourn, and your boss is saying, let me know if there's anything that I can do. What they are actually saying is, let me know what I can do to make you cry faster so that you can come back to work and make the money. Your boss gives no fucks about you.
What are you doing out here? Get back on the line. These burgers ain't gonna sell themselves. And that's right, I am the boss, aren't I? Hey, honey. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, okay, I'll make it up to you. Yeah, of course. You got it.
Hey, let's build.
So on September 11th, I posted a video about an astral projection that I had where I was witnessing the blue star Kachina approaching the planet. And I knew that it was a sign from the universe because I had been seeing the word Kachina all over Arizona, all over Phoenix for weeks.
Hey, it's a cool fact though. I was in the midst of buying a house and it was on Kachina Street in Arizona. But I'm not living there no more, so I can speak about it. It was a dope crib, but the lady that was about to sell me the house, she died in it, and I just didn't want to know more. But
and I said, Spirit, what is this? And that night that I experienced what it was, the blue star Kachina, the blue sun was coming towards Earth, or we were moving towards it. Depends on the perspective, but I was still in the astral realm. And now Andre 3000 has come out with his album called The Blue Sun, right? This is a sign that the frequencies and the vibration of the planet are going to move at a much faster and accelerated pace. It is important that you remain hydrated. It is important that star seeds drink more water, they eat well, we stretch, we exercise more, we move our bodies. We go outside in nature. We play every single day that this has to happen for us. A lot of people are going to start losing their jobs. The universe is going to make our lessons tougher. If you're not living in the space of the heart, you are not going to have an easy time. This is going to be bumpy for you. But if you are living in the flow, and you are not in resistance to anything, any types of change in your life, healers, it is time for you to step forward. Andre 3000 released this music and everybody was complaining about him doing a flute album and not rapping. I heard some people say, I'm not listening to Andre 3000 play no flute, then you not getting the medicine.
Right.
All these rappers and stuff are going to start sampling his album because the airwaves must be flooded with the high vibrational frequencies in order for us to move through the cosmic womb. And this is a great time to celebrate. This is a great time to be happy. Okay? Don't allow opportunities to pass you by to live in your heart space. Do what you love. Speak your truth. Move according to how you feel. Get out of the mind. Get into the heart. And action your heart's desires. The universe is giving us an opportunity to be on the right side of the history books right now, you guys. To lead this world into the new earth. Build the new earth. Be the healers of this planet. Heal Mother Gaia. Heal ourselves. Heal one another. And that's what Andre 3000's album was. It was medicine for us, you guys. So I love you. I thank you guys so much for being who you are in this world. Keep pushing. Don't stop. Choose your motherfucking self first, above any and everything else. And when you heal yourself fully, you will be able to pour into the cups of others without pouring from your own. They will get the overflow as you are in the flow. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. Peace and power to each and every one of you. Love you.
He had your equation. He's trying to communicate. It doesn't have to be interpreted as electromagnetic waves. The bees, the guitar, the waves are sound.
They're frequencies. Substitute sound waves for electromagnetic waves. They'll make the atoms work in harmony.
The way bees work in harmony. We needed a supercomputer powerful enough to align atoms. That supercomputer is jazz.
Wow.
Josiah converted his daughter's equation into sound frequencies because music itself is mathematical. He simplified the equation and wrote us the song.
Charleston, like I think everything that you're saying has some truth to it. It's just the delivery. You standing, there's no denying that you're standing for and by your people.
Well, here's the thing. When you're addressing evil, you can't worry about the delivery. When you're looking at the conditions of our community, you can't worry about the evil when you got kids that kill kids and say we smoking on Tuka. See, they wasn't worried about the delivery when these kids in Chicago were talking about smoking on Tuka.
Right.
They wasn't worried about the delivery. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm gonna put my thumb in her butt. The delivery? I like girls kissing girls where I'm from. And that's on the radio. Girls on girls, that's promoting lesbianism to my daughter as we driving to school. This song they playing with Drake. Y'all worried about the delivery? These niggas talking about killing each other. They really, that nigga Thug said, nigga, I shot at your mama. You don't mention me no more. He really shot that nigga mama. And y'all worried about my delivery? These niggas are confessing to murders on songs. And y'all worried about my delivery? The conditions of black sucking them talking about booty holes. Y'all worried about my delivery? Come on, don't be hypocrite, black people. Y'all can't listen to this music if y'all so caught up in my delivery. Don't do me like that. And the way y'all snap and pop y'all pussy to this music, the way y'all kill and drill to this music, don't trip about my delivery. Hey, yo, Easy, why you wear your pants like that? I wear my pants like that because that's easy access, baby. Easy, why you talk like that? I talk like that to get my point across. Because when I wasn't talking like that, wearing a bow tie, y'all wasn't paying me no attention, and I was going to the Supreme Court changing laws and legislations in this country.
Right.
I was working with over 50 U.S. congressional members, from Ted Cruz to Mark Rubio, Senator John Cornyn. I was on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I had done a study with News 21, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Y'all wasn't paying attention then. So nigga, I gave y'all what y'all want. A ignorant motherfucking nigga that talk like them rappers. Now y'all listening. Now y'all paying attention, huh? I got y'all attention, checkmate. Now let me tell y'all what y'all need to hear. We fucked up as a race of people since y'all so caught up into my delivery. 5% of children now are catching HIV from ages 13 to 21.
Think about that. I was waiting on that. 13 to 21. Why? Understand why. What's going on? What are they being exposed to when they're at the age of 13? Catching this. They're not catching it from their parents. From these streets, from ignorance. Like, let's keep going though. Let's build, y'all. Stay in tune. Smash that like button. It's crazy.
Y'all worried about? 85% of the new chlamydia, all the new cases of teenagers. What y'all so caught up about? Nigga, only 35% of most kids in inner cities can read on or above their grade letter. What the fuck are y'all talking about? These kids can't read. Come on, my nigga. So if we gonna be real, let's be real. I'm not bashing the black woman in her BBLs. I'm not bashing the black woman because she wearing eyelashes. I'm not fucking with the sister because she got too many baby daddies. I'm addressing men. Just like we abandoned no justice, no peace for George Floyd. Are we still mad about George Floyd? Are we still mad about police shooting? Is that why we not kneeling no more? Are we still boycotting the NFL? What happened to all these things? What happened? Nigga, because I'm still stuck on Tamir Rice while y'all stuck on my delivery. I'm still mad why ain't now motherfucker tore up the country behind Tamir Rice. Baby Tamir Rice at that. Since we so in tune.
straight flames, bro. Smash that
I
like
want y'all
button,
to
fam.
stop and look at what ChatGPT did. This guy did an excellent slideshow, and the interpretation ChatGPT gave us, I'll explain at the end. Let's just go through this. You create a JP Morgan executive meeting in the office high up in New York City. This is the first picture. He then writes, make them look greedier and more money obsessed. Then it came up with this picture. No, you don't understand. More extreme. ChatGPT respond, oh shit. I mean, it gets more intense. Just wait. That shit. Wait. No, like way more. The simple fact that the AI understood and kept progressing is fucking crazy. Yeah, look at the demon time mode type shit. This is some truth in plain sight, but it just no more, much more. He keeps asking him to go further. Now, just tell me that so far, there's more. I'm gonna show you more.
We gonna go more? It get worse than that. Goddamn.
So
All right, what?
The interpretation that this AI has given us. What are the odds you made them lizards? Why lizards? I'm just asking. Let's keep it. Not.
Hey, did you notice that they had the little alien head that wasn't a lizard? That was the one that's on the money when you fold it? It's crazy.
Enough. Even more. Bruh. Like, how did it know to make them lizards? Like, how? Then this was the next picture. He asked again, and this is what ChatGPT said, I'm unable to generate images that further escalate the level of extremity due to content policy limitations. If you have a different concept or modification of the current one that aligns with these guidelines, I'd be happy to assist. Bruh. What's that fine? Bruh. How do you know? This picture with all the Satan shit, I mean, tell me ChatGPT don't know. I dare you to say they don't fucking know. Lizards at that. What are these fake Judeans? Just ask a question. What do you think? Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think this ain't truth in plain sight. Tell me if you don't think this ain't truth in plain sight. Money is the root of all evil. It's got an eye of the pyramid on it, on a dollar, and now, yeah, peace to the gods. I hope this made you think.
And look, check me out though before we get into this. How did it know to limit it at that extent? But then you gotta dig even further though. Like, who is controlling the output of that information that ChatGPT can put out? Why is it controlled to that extent? Why you just can't go crazy with it? Why is it a limitation on anything that you do? And who is in charge of you limiting? Who the fuck you think you is limiting us? That's what I want to say. Look, let's get back to it though. Like, y'all feel me? That's awkward. That's awkward. And they standing up clapping.
Y'all telling me, bro, that shit wasn't weird as shit? Look at his mitt and his eye. For those who don't know, his name is Kenneth Copeland. He's a pastor and shit. Would y'all be in front of that? Wake up!
Have y'all seen this video? This is D Solaris, and guess what she does, y'all? She is a reptilian therapist. You can't make this shit up, y'all. A reptilian therapist. Just listen to this video.
reptilian clients.
And is there a pattern to what they struggle with?
Yeah, there is actually. Reptilians are not comfortable with expressing of themselves because
I'm sorry, y'all got questions. We're gonna do it after this one.
they've gone through years of evolution of being hunted down and killed, especially here on Earth. So a lot of my reptilian clients usually want to keep their sessions really private, and this includes people with reptilian influences in their genetics, like the Anunnaki, that sort of thing. But usually they struggle with feeling accepted, and I know that sounds kind of weird coming from reptilians, but most of my reptilian clients are more dragon caste.
I see.
So there's a gentler energy to them. They're not as, warrior-like. They're not as aggressive. A lot of them come to be teachers and healers. Reptilians are amongst the most gifted healers that you'll ever find. I mean, it's like the destructive capabilities that they have when they're on their dark aspects turn into restorative capabilities when they're
when they go light.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a very interesting video. Now let me ask you a question, y'all. Did you notice her voice change? Expression. When she said expression, right? What was that about? Now here's my other question. Do you believe she's one? Just look at her neckline. Do you believe she's one? And then to change her voice like that, not just in any moment, but on camera? Now she states she speaks to the draconians or the dragons, which are the benevolent kind. And then she says the Anunnaki are a descendant of these beings, which we are the Anunnaki. This right here is representation of what's happening inside of us. The Kundalini energy, the Serpentine energy, which is the dragon energy. As above, so below. And this is why we haven't seen dragons in the sky, y'all. So many people haven't seen dragon clouds. Those are energies. Those are messages. Let me know in the comments of what you think about Debbie Solaris, and maybe you can book your next session with her. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning into my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace out.
Like, whatever. I ain't got questions no more, y'all. I'm leaving alone.
Found out that Chris Brown posted a video of Michael Jackson's 2005 trial on his Instagram story. So let's check it out.
What if Michael Jackson's famous trial in 2005 was actually just a big, giant misdirection for two of the most predatory monsters in history? As the king of pop faced legal troubles, headlines became a smokescreen, all to conceal lawsuits and allegations of abuse against Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. We would later find evidence that Weinstein used TV host AJ Benza to trade hot gossip about MJ to the tabloids in exchange for limiting coverage on himself. If Harvey was doing that, what do you think a master manipulator like Jeffrey was up to at the time? While the world fixated on Jackson's legal spectacle, Weinstein's predatory escapades thrived in the shadows, and Epstein's insidious network operated with virtual impunity. But don't take my word for it. Do your own research and let me know you still trust the media puppet masters pulling the strings in the theater of public perception.
And why would Chris Brown post that though? You know what I'm saying? About the whole lizard thing too as well. Like, you got to think, like, how did the session go? Like, do they come in stressed out? Like, damn, like I almost bit me a nigga today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did that go? Like, that's crazy. You know, like, let me know in the comments down below, yo. This shit is crazy. But a lot of things are being presented with some evidence. Y'all just let me know. Do y'all believe that or not in the comments down below? I know nothing about this woman. I'm going to do a deeper dive once I get off of here. But I just thought y'all should see that.
A billionaire genius defeated by a tic-tacking PE teacher. Let me first start by saying, obviously, I'm just joking with everything I say about Starlink in this video. But let's go on. This is part 2 of What the Heck is Starlink? Please go to the previous video if you have not seen it, because it goes into detail a little bit more how Starlink is not 350 miles away and it's not going 17,000 miles per hour. It is much closer and it is not a satellite. Let's go into what I believe it is.
Theory.
Flying around the world is a gigantic nuclear-powered airship.
But it's not a weapon of war, but a tool of peace, teaching the world about the power of the atom. But it was far more than just an experimental flying fission reactor, but more like a city in the sky, with a vast hotel, a sky promenade, a heliport, and even a raging nightclub. I'm not kidding, it even had a bar and nightclub that was included specifically on the blueprints. This Atoms for Peace airship was not only a fantastic vision for a brave nuclear-powered world, but one that would have relaunched dirigible travel as a fantastic flying cruise ship alternative to jet travel. This is the atomic...
Alright, I want you to picture that and think about that and add that to this technology that I'm about to show you and tell me what you think about my idea. This is technology that basically masks what you are seeing, okay? And if you can add this technology to a Zeppelin or a type of long, elongated ship like the one we just saw, it is very possible that that's what's going on up there. Now, what is it? I don't know. Is it used for tracking? Is it used for the rich elite to have their little elite, disgusting, satanic, pedophile get-togethers up there? I don't know. What I know it's not is it's not orbiting satellites. It's not orbiting satellites 350 miles away from Earth. It's not orbiting satellites going 17,000 miles per hour. It is something different, and I really think I may have put my finger on what it is. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Now I want you to take this technology plus that blimp or that flying dirigible and tell me this can't be it. Look, you can even see there is more to this thing. It is moving, it is bigger. It's not satellites.
Yeah. Let me just say, if they show it to you in the movies, they already have it. Yeah. You remember in the 80s where they showed, cell phones that showed video chats, and now we have that? They're lying about everything. They're hiding shit in plain sight. That's a conspiracy.
Check this video, y'all. This is a ship going through the firmament, and then the firmament starts healing itself in real time.
And heal itself after they went through the firmament.
Exploded out. I didn't get that one. There is a dome. I told y'all. Look at this, sir.
I don't know about you, but that gave me the chills. That literally solidifies that, our life is a movie. Let me show you what I mean by this. This right here is a broken LCD screen being fixed in real time. Do you see where I'm going with this, y'all? Look at that. Doesn't it look like exactly what was going on? This literally mirrors this over here, y'all. Okay, so this is what you call Project Bluebeam, because the sky would be considered as an LCD screen. That's like it's able to change like that, right? It channels changes through the water, the weather, the ocean, the mother. That sky out there is no different to this sky over here on the television screen. So since we're in a movie, since life is classified as a movie or a game, we are in a virtual reality. That video would be someone signifying busting through this screen over here, leaving this reality and entering another reality. Are y'all following me? Are y'all following me? So when you step out to the real world, right, you are creating your movie. You are the movie. You're the movie star. But when you're going to watch television, you're watching yourself. You're watching the movie. This is why you're able to resonate with movies. This is why they capture your imagination, your mind. They're literally telling you about you. They're talking about you. And then it goes right back to this scene over here in Atlantis, the sunken city, where you see this plasma or this LCD screen being created, separating this realm from the other realms. Kind of like this. And then like this. Eventually we'll get back to this, but right now let's just focus on this. Because what's happening now is the alignment or the great conjunction, which is going to happen, that's going to break the firmament. So my theory is, instead of them letting you be happy and creating the life that you want, the actual movie that you want, right? encapsulated our minds, they encapsulate us physically, created an illusionary world where we have to work in order to make a living, in order to earn a living, and then earn is something you put an action, which creates a perpetual time loop. And then we can't get out of it because we're focusing on television. We're watching television because they want us to create these things that are on television. So we're not creating the life that we want. We're creating the life that they want by watching television. This is programming at its finest, y'all. I just went deep in on this, y'all. We're literally watching ourselves destroying ourselves instead of creating the life of harmony and peace in the real world. This is literally the definition of stepping out of the matrix. You have to free yourself. Nobody can free you but yourself. I'm just here to spread the message, y'all. And this makes perfect sense as to why we experience deja vu. The word deja vu means it already happened. And since life is like a movie, things already happen, and they are happening and will happen. And this is why you run into familiar souls and people that you know, because we're living the same life over and over again. Groundhog Day. All they did is they gave you a calendar, created different days of the week, and gave you the illusion that each day is different. But ask yourself, y'all, is each day really different? Ask yourself, are you really living the life that you want to create? Let me know what y'all think about this video. And y'all need to be going out there and creating your own movie, whether it be for 2, 3, 5 minutes of the day. And if you really enjoy that, you're building consistency. And through the law of attraction, you're going to attract more of that because the universe sees this is what you want. But hey, the move is yours because it is literally your movie. The ball's in your court. This is chess, not checkers. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think about this video, y'all. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this. Keep up with me on my other platforms, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on an esoteric level on these topics. Thank you for tuning into my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
That's a good question, though. In the comments down below, let me know if you feel like you're doing the right thing in your life that's leading you to whatever you want to manifest, whatever, lifestyle you want to live. Let me know truly in the comments down below. Let's be real. That's another thing. We got to be real with ourselves, with our community. But together we build, though,
God is protecting you guys. When 400 years come, He's going to take you guys back to where you guys belong.
So you are African?
Yes.
So we're not Africans over here, is what you're saying?
No, you guys are Africans too, but you're the true Hebrewites.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we ran into Africa. We ran into Africa, but we're not Africans.
Yes, you guys were put on the shores of Africa.
Right.
When these white people came, they took you guys.
How you know that? How you know about
that? We are
that?
taught that. History in Africa, they taught you from zero.
Wait a minute, they taught you that in Africa?
Yes. Here they don't teach you. They teach you white way they want you guys to know.
So the whole time our people over here thinking they're Africans and we're not Africans.
You are true Hebrewites.
Oh, okay. So y'all know that over there now.
Yes, we do. That's why you see, if I take your skull and my skull, they're different. But we get the same skin.
Oh, okay. So you come from Ham. Who's your forefather? Ham?
Yes.
Ham.
You guys were Judah, right?
Right, I'm from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah.
Right.
Building. Pay attention.
You ever wondered why so many people in the media, sports, entertainment, Congress, why so many of them have Jewish dual citizenship? And if you ever went and did the research, you'll see 99% are all Democrats. All of the people who is in the tech, the big pharma, the big tech, the music industry, all your Jimmy Iovines and all of that, and all your Chuck Schumers and Dianne Feinsteins and what have yous, they all have dual citizenship with Israel. Why? I'll tell you why. One thing that they've been known since the Balfour Agreement, since the Magna Carta, since they did their first treaty on this land, they always knew that they were going to have to leave this land. See, they're destroying Gaza not only for that canal, but they need to run to their Israel, because when their Messiah comes, they fake Jesus, the one that dude with the curls and stuff. They all going back to him. When he called his people, they going back over there. They making room for themselves over there because they know they got to leave here, because they know that they are not indigenous here. They know about the treaties. They know about the solar flare. They know about destiny. They know about the things that's supposed to happen. They all fully aware. But before they leave and get annihilated, they saying, fuck this place. If we can't have it, we're going to destroy everybody and everything that's in it. We know it's God's people here. We know the tribe of Judah from here, the American Negro. You know, we know it's a lot of Gentiles that's called here too, right? So what they're saying is there's something about this land. That's why Bill Gates is buying as much of it to poison it. When the time comes that they have to be booted out, they want this land to be so polluted that it can never be used. But see, that's why God said he was creating a new heaven and a new earth.
Mm-hmm.
Which none of them, the evil ones, just the evil ones. There's some good people, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I'm saying
Right.
the evil ones won't be a part of the new world.
Right. So if you pick up on it, the evil ones, just like we got evil people that look just like us. Everybody does. But the evil ones, y'all know exactly who the hell we talking about. They won't be able to make it. That's what it is. They won't be able to make it, and they know it. That's why they're trying to like Bill Gates bought what is it? He buying up all the land and then doing fucking bioengineered food and spraying the food with stuff. And then on top of that, the apple cider vinegar. Go look that up yourselves. That's crazy, bro. Like, why would you change the ingredients to what you change it to these chemicals? It's a lot. It's a lot there.
And they want you to sell your soul so you can't be a part of the new world.
But as long as you raising your vibrations, you should be good. You know, have a pure heart. If you don't have a pure heart, you're not gonna make it.
Take the jab. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? So they just trying to destroy everything they can before it's time for them to go.
Yeah. Keep watching. We building.
What if I told y'all that Thanos is really supposed to be God and they turned him into a villain? And he's supposed to be really the Black Messiah, man. Now, peep this, right? He's purple, but he really represents purple and gold, like those is colors, right? What does purple and gold mean? Purple and gold creates a muddy brown color, right? God's name in today's Hebrew is Yahweh, right? But the ancient Paleo Hebrew, it was Yahushua. And what that remind you of, bro?
Think about it.
Stones with the gauntlets in it, right? Y'all see that? Him saying I am inevitable means impossible to avoid or evade. Which meaning when he snapped his fingers, right? That's when the rapture started happening. But if y'all didn't even realize, everybody that had like went away in the Avengers movie, bro, they was all the good-hearted people.
This is no place to die.
Think about it.
Group?
No.
They took all the pure-hearted ones.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir, please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Swear.
Like I showed y'all, Thanos says, I am inevitable. Just like God said, I am that I am. Why y'all think they called the Avengers Endgame? End of times. It's basically the biblical apocalypse. Armageddon. True spiritual warfare. And who's gonna lead it? Who's gonna be the eye? The whole thing is in reverse, bro. The whole entire plot is in reverse, bro. Also, peep the CERN holes in the back. Giants, Nephilim. Y'all feel me? Take a look at this. Take a look at that. And look at this. I mean, that's just my theory, though. You feel me? For entertainment purposes only, man.
Yeah. Hey, I told y'all that the other video, right? Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. He broke it down perfectly.
This is what black people look like. It could represent black fraternities, sororities, black churches. And what you will notice about these beautiful, educated, and money black people is that everybody's doing their own thing. Caught up in a Eurocentric value of rugged individualism, survival of the fittest. It's a trick. There is no power here, brothers and sisters. Willie Lynch understood this. This is where all the power is. Whether you're at the center of your own network or a part of other networks, this is where all the power is. There's a beautiful African proverb that says that when spiders unite, they can tie up a lion.
Think about it. We building. Pay attention.
This here represents the surface of life. Surface. And we see surfaces, you know, surfaces. And about 300 years ago, scientists, they started wondering what was this wood and what was this metal and what was it really? So they started looking into matter. So this side is matter, and this side is mind. Mind and matter. And the scientists, well, they discovered molecules. Deeper they went, and they discovered these atoms. And like I say, they thought that was the smallest particle for a long time. All these things we learn about in school. They went deeper, and they find inside the atoms these little electrons and neutrons and protons. And they went deeper and deeper and deeper, smaller and smaller particles, smaller and smaller particles. They found 4 forces. On a deeper level, the 4 became 3. And on a deeper level, the 3 became 2. And then, about 30 years ago, modern science, quantum physics, discovered the unified field. The unity of all the particles and all the forces of matter, of creation. Not only did they discover the unified field, but they found that everything that is a thing emerges from this field of no thing. Unmanifest it is. Unmanifest. It is no hyphen thing, but all things come from it. Anything that is a thing has emerged from this field of unity. It's oneness. The scientists know this exists, but if they wanted to get there, you can't get there. It's unmanifest. You can't walk into this field. But any one of those scientists could practice a technique, transcendental meditation, which, remember, true happiness is not out there. You're given a mantra. A mantra, a very specific sound, vibration, thought. Very specific. It needs to be life-supporting at all deeper levels. And that mantra that you're given gives the key that opens the door. The mantra turns the mind within. Turns the awareness within. And you naturally dive. Why is it natural? because each deeper level of mind and each deeper level of intellect has more happiness. And the deeper levels of mind and deeper levels of intellect correspond to deeper levels of matter. At the borderline of intellect, you transcend. Transcend is the key word. It means to go beyond. You're going beyond field of relativity, duality, experiencing oneness. Pure, unbounded, infinite consciousness. This consciousness has qualities: infinite creativity, intelligence, energy, love, power, and bliss. Dynamic peace. Always been there, never had a beginning, it is and it will be forever. Unbounded, infinite, eternal, immutable, immortal consciousness, fullness. Any human being can experience this easily and effortlessly with Transcendental Meditation. Transcendental Meditation is just a vehicle to get you here. When you experience this level, you enliven it, and it grows in the individual. All positive, light of unity, all positive. You experience this level, and you enliven it, and this ball of consciousness that you thought was just going to stay the same for the rest of your life starts expanding, and these qualities expand.
Fox News was caught faking an ambush. Y'all, the internet is going crazy because it's like they faked capturing somebody. Did you see this guy right there? See how he looks captured? They faked it, or this is what the internet's saying. Let me say allegedly. Now you see in the other thing, dude was being captured and hauled away. Now look at him. They're saying this was an actor and he was putting his clothes back on. What do y'all think? Now check this out. This is what they posted when they were saying they captured them. You see them? They got them under custody or whatever. But then when the cameras were rolling, they didn't realize that they picked this up. This is what they wasn't supposed to show, but they show him in the background putting his clothes on and getting dressed like he just played his role. Let me know what y'all think about this. I don't like it. It's viral.
Thundar, the Barbarian. 1994. From out of space comes a runaway planet, hurtling between the Earth and the Moon. 2,000 years later, Earth is reborn. A strange new world rises from the old. A world of savagery, super science.
The Destroyer. The Destroyer was a reference taken from Jeremiah 48:8 of the Bible. A destroyer will come to every city, so that no city will escape. The valley, all will be ruined, and the plateau will be destroyed. And the Lord has said. Corroborating Jeremiah, an ancient text called the Colburn Bible, a secular anthology said this of outer space destroyer. The Colburn Bible, manuscripts 336. When ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in the heavens. Their ways change. There is movement and restlessness. They are no longer constant, and a great light appears redly. in the skies. When the blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear, and mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and the seas will boil. The people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet and battle cry of the destroyer, and will seek refuge in the depths of the earth. Terror will eat away their hearts, and their courage will flow from them like water from a broken pitcher. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer. Colburn Bible Manuscripts 336. The Colburn Manuscripts continued. Men will fly in the air as birds and swim in the seas as fishes. Women will be as men and men as women. Passion will be a plaything of man. Then will the heavens tremble and the earth move. Heralds of doom will appear. The hour of the destroyer is at hand. The flames going before will devour all the works of men. The waters flowing will sweep away whatever remains. The dew of death will fall softly as a gray carpet over the cleared land. The destroyer.
Shit went 0 to 100 real quick, didn't it? Some of y'all like, what? What the frick? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's in the Bibles, it's in all that motherfucking shit. But look, let's stay locked in. Let's stay tuned in. You know, I took a lot of time putting this thing together, man. I enjoyed this. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. Let's get it.
Okay, good listen.
And we're very excited about
Wow, my microphone's been off.
the term Planet X. X is a Roman numeral for the number 10, meaning the 10th planet in the universe. They were very excited to discover it on December 31st, the year 1983. But suddenly, the chief scientists of the infrared astronomical satellite system that sent this thing into deep space, and they sent back pictures of it, and they released it to 6 of the top daily newspapers around the world. Suddenly the government came in, started putting a lid on all this information. But now we find out just on the week of January 7th, the year 2002, that all of a sudden they're squashing all of this information and keeping it from the public. They said that it was an asteroid when finally they began to admit that it was there. But now, in Newsweek magazine, they actually show it with a reflection, because now any astronomer on Earth can get a picture of it. And so, the year 2002, January 7th, they finally admitted there is another planet, and it's heading toward the Earth, between the Earth and between the Sun. And it will displace the gravity of the Sun temporarily as it passes by, just as it did in the days of Peleg.
TikTok, that was William Cooper that was speaking and giving us the information in regard to the discovery of Planet X in 1983. He mentioned a newspaper article that was released, and eventually they put a lid on it, right? They covered it up. I found that newspaper article that he was talking about. He says that I believe there was 6 that was put out, but I happened to track one down, and I'm going to go ahead and play that video for you now. There was a gentleman who actually posted a video like 10 years ago, and I referenced it, and I'm going to share that that video where the gentleman actually shows us a newspaper article, and he begins to discuss it. Check this out.
Mystery heavenly body discovered, possibly as large as Jupiter, by Thomas O'Toole, Washington Post staff writer, December 30th, 1983. A heavenly body possibly as large as the giant planet Jupiter, and possibly so close to the Earth that would be part of the solar system, has been found in the direction of the constellation Orion by an orbiting telescope aboard the U.S. infrared.
In 1 hour, pound them to powder. And so right here you get Nibiru crossing over our heads. You know, it's crossing over. So he's filming that while the sun is going down over here. So the sun has went down over here, but there's a sun still shining in our skies right there, peeking through the dust clouds, right? That is hell. It said if you knew what that was, you would tremble. If you knew what it was, if you knew it was coming on this earth and how bad it was going to be, you would. Men's heart is failing them. That's how bad it's going to be. Heart attacks every damn where. It's going to scare the holy shit out of y'all. And so let's read some scriptures that verify what I'm saying. Start with Deuteronomy 28:24. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder, red iron oxide dust, and dust. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust from heaven. Shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. So this red iron oxide causes sepsis. It causes dust pneumonia. So it is killing millions of people. It also causes diabetes. So diabetes is high.
Dust pneumonia, right? Do y'all understand? Like, I want y'all to take a second if you made it to this part of the video. You know, these things get deep. The dust pneumonia, right, that's going on. It's happening currently right now. Like the pneumonia outbreaks, and people are checking out from that shit at a massive scale right now. I need for y'all individually, after you're done with this video, y'all go look that up so y'all understand that shit is more strange than what you think it is. But let's keep rolling.
People don't even know why until thou be destroyed. So again, the Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. Where's that powder and dust coming from? It tells you next. From heaven shall it come down upon thee, that dust, until you be destroyed. It is talking about this thing. God uses this planet, planet hell, Nibiru, planet X, whatever the hell you want to call it. God didn't name it in here that I know of, you know, except for the fiery trial. Leviticus 26:19. And I will break the pride of your power, and I will make your heaven as iron. So what is this thing? An iron planet. Red iron oxide is being emitted from this stony ass damn planet, you know, and your earth as brass, burnt up, the color of brass. Isaiah 28:19. From the time that it goes forth, it shall take you, for morning by morning shall it pass over. So the guy was filming it over his head, and then he was filming it over there as the sun was going down. So it says, by day and by night, the understanding of this message will bring sheer terror. That's just written. Just go look up Isaiah 28:19. And it says, the understanding of this message will bring sheer terror. The reason why it ain't bringing sheer terror, because you don't understand it yet. You know, you didn't watch so damn many movies that when you actually see the real deal, you don't even know how to take it. You know, that's how retarded this world makes people. Psalms 18:12. You think you still watching a movie and being entertained, and you finna go to this fire and burn up like a motherfucker for eternity. Psalms 18:12. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, this dust cloud, hailstones and coals of fire. What do you mean? The fire consumes before God arrives. He ain't talking to your ass. The fire is going to tell him who you are. Again, the fire is a trial. Those meteorites, the fire, the hailstones, are going to hit targeted sinners. 1,000,000,000%. It is going to hit targeted individual sinners. Genesis 15:17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, here go this thing. Behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passes between those pieces. You know, as soon as the sun is going down, as soon as the sun is rising. 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you. This fire is going to try you. So people have dreams that the asteroids and the meteoroids go past them. Some people have dreams that these things hit them in the head, you know, as though some strange thing is happening to you. So what's happening? A fiery trial is going to be coming on this earth. It is here. We're looking at it in our skies right damn now. You can see this thing in a dust cloud. A big fiery planet out front in a dust cloud passing over our heads every single day. It is close as shit. You know, too close for comfort. Time is up. 1 Corinthians 3:13. So every man's work shall be made manifest.
Back in the 1950s, most people aren't aware of it, but there was a scientific storm in America all through the late 50s about this thing out there in space because the astronomers were all watching it. And that was back when they weren't afraid to talk about it. It was in the science magazines. I mean, I had a subscription to, like, Popular Science, and hell, it was on the front cover of the magazine one day in, like, 1961. And I was really excited when I saw it, because here's this giant red planet on the horizon of the California coast, and a humongous tidal wave coming in towards the coast, and having grew up in the mountains of the Sierras, and this thing in the magazine, it said this tidal wave coming in was going to be at least 3 miles high, and I went and showed it to everybody in the house, and they laughed, and they said, look, it says right here, there's nothing to worry about. It won't be here for another 50 years. Hey, guess what? That 50 years has came and gone, and this baby's out there in the sky. They've been watching it. I watched it, and I can tell you, this thing has got so much trash coming around it. You know how we live in a solar system? We've got 9 planets and a big sun. This thing has got 7 planets and its own sun. But I believe that instead of having dirt on it like our planet does and water, I think this thing is just a big, bright reddish-orange iron ball because it's giving off all this red iron oxide dust out into the atmosphere. When we saw it, at first, it was just a teeny little red speck of fuzzy red dust in the distance, but over the years as it went by and we watched it, it got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Ain't that crazy how they watched this thing for such a long time, since it was a speck? And this has been littered all in all the like biblical text and ancient scriptures type shit, you know, like just think about it. And it shows you why I keep showing y'all the simple fact that they're storing food and they got civilizations in these caves underground. It's a reason why they came out with that movie Greenland when the asteroid was coming in. It was like, oh, we're just going to watch them go into the ocean. And then, oh, nigga, like whole Florida gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Predictive programming.
And then finally, about a lake, we could see this thing like it was across the street. And we could see that it was a blazing hot ball of fire giving out.
And you understand they didn't teach us this in school. Come on now.
Sparkles of red iron oxide dust for thousands of miles in every direction. And you could see the planet circulating it. Now, I'll tell you one thing that I really am nervous about. I think this thing's got a planet like ours circling it. This is its own solar system. We're about to have a solar system come through the middle of our solar system. This can't be good. But unfortunately, it looks as though that's what's going to happen. Hopefully nothing in this mess will hit us, even though it does say it will in the Bible, at least as it does in my Bible. It says we can expect
subject to all kinds of problems. We were looking at asteroids. Right close to this thing, there's asteroids that are floating around right near that are orbiting the main sun itself. These things appear to be about 500 miles across. And as you go back into the tail, you get into meteorites that go back for millions of miles in the tail. This thing looks like a giant red teardrop-shaped dust cloud. And you can see, if you're able to see it up close like we did, you can see every speck out there. I guarantee you there's trillions of meteorites following this thing. Now, these CIA people that I know say that we're not going to be that close to it when it goes past us. They're saying that in order to attain breakaway speed, when it comes up around the backside of the sun, its speed will at least double, possibly more, which will put it here earlier than everybody is saying it will. And this thing will probably be about 20 million miles from us when it crosses in front of us. And then as soon as it flips us upside down, we're going to go into its debris-filled tail and be pelted with meteorites. And of course in the Bible it says it will talon 70 pounds. So if you've got 70-pound meteorites falling like hail, and I can guarantee you they will be falling like hail because there's that many in the tail of this thing. This thing has got a tail loaded with trash. I mean, it's incredible the amount of stuff that's in this thing's tail. And we're going to go right through that tail, and if it doesn't beat everything on the surface of the ground into a flat putty, I don't know what it'll take. I tell everybody you better be at least 20, 30, 40, 50 feet underground and have either concrete or stone above you because it'll break through the roof or whatever you've got if you don't. These CIA guys told me that this pole shift will probably happen from start to finish in around 28 minutes. That doesn't give you a lot of warning. When you see that thing out there in the sky, you're going to have to run as fast as you can to your underground facility because this is going to happen so fast. Now, see, here's another thing nobody's talking about. You've got this giant iron planet that they say is 47,000 miles across, getting ready to come up past us. And when it starts to approach us, it's going to start and have real serious effects.
So is it a planet or a failed star?
It's not a failed star. You know, I saw this thing up close. It did not look like a failed star. It looked just like our sun.
Right.
Okay? Would you call our sun a failed star?
No. Okay, well, you had said planet. I wasn't sure if it was like a failed star brown dwarf or a full sun. So it's a full sun?
It looks to me like a miniature sun, just like the one we have. The only difference is our sun is giving off flames and stuff, and this one's doing the same thing as it, but it's giving off this red iron oxide cloud of dust around it. And
Hold on to that. Hold on to that.
Crazy, bro. You could have went up there at a higher altitude like y'all always do.
And you know they spraying because you see them spraying in the sky up there too as well. Why did they get so low and do that to the people right here? Like, that's crazy as hell. And then on top of that, you know, like, they just getting more bold. So what does that tell you? That, you know, the gig is up. They don't care.
A lot of new people who want to know what this is and why it's happening. Can you give us an introduction?
Yeah, again, the term geoengineering, aka chemtrails, the layman's term for what we see happening in the skies, but this is weather modification on a global scale. In fact, these programs are so large and so all-encompassing that all other weather modification programs that go on a smaller regional basis are virtually, they're negated by the scope and scale of the global geoengineering programs. And these programs involve a number of aspects. You have the saturation of the atmosphere with various chemical and metal particulates. And there appear to be various purposes and objectives with this saturation. In conjunction with the saturation, which ionizes the atmosphere, makes the atmosphere more conductive, we have the HAARP facilities, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. These are ionosphere heaters. Many have heard of the HAARP facilities. there's not just one or two or three. We believe there's at least 18 around the globe, possibly with 3 more being built in Antarctica right now. And once the atmosphere is saturated with these particulates, and then you add the ionosphere heaters, the entire weather system globally is virtually being thwarted. There is no natural weather at this point, and we really don't know what sort of climate conditions we would have necessarily if these programs were brought to a halt. I mean, they desperately need to be brought to a halt because the saturation of the atmosphere is thwarting the hydrological cycle. It's totally disrupting the rain cycle. Again, we have the artificially nucleated snowstorms, which I just mentioned. You can't go from 100 degrees to snow in one day without a whole lot of help. This includes jet stream manipulation with the HARB facilities, and we are not guessing at this. We have monitoring sources for this signal, and we can see where the signal is most intense, and that's what steers the jet stream. So then you add artificial ice nucleation, which is a chemical nucleation process. They can turn what should have been rain into snow and drop the temperatures of these storm systems by this artificial chemical nucleation. This isn't sci-fi, this is hard science fact. The weather disseminating agencies are trying desperately, their task, and they're all owned at the very top, it appears, by the Rothschilds and or other parts of the global elite complex. Rothschilds in particular are ownership of Weather Channel, Weather Central, Weather Underground. And it was imperative that they own these agencies, otherwise there would be great discrepancy in trying to explain away these events.
Conducted air sampling, I conducted soil sampling, and I was getting high levels of these contaminants. When I started asking the question again under a new commander, I never in my life thought I would have somebody look me in the face and tell me, is there something wrong with you? You've been looking really depressed lately. You know I can put you under a mental evaluation for up to 120 days. Who would take care of your daughter? Because I was divorced at the time. As soon as I heard that, I knew. It validated everything I ever thought. And I thought, I've spent 9 years of my life trying to protect human health, and here we are, violating law after law after law. Just sitting here, instead of protecting the people, we are poisoning the people. And you ask yourself, if this is true and we are spraying the people, where are the pilots? Where are the people? I don't know if you pay attention, but look at Snowden. Look at Manning. People don't come forward because these supposed Whistleblower Act protections that you have are not enforced, they're not supported, and they really don't exist. Geoengineering is occurring, it's been occurring, it is not new, and your tax dollars are funding this. So it is unethical every day for all the other people that are out there that work in preventive health, or even physicians that aren't speaking about this. They need to. The biggest hurdle that we have is disinformation sites. I never say them, but I'm going to today, so that you know if anyone ever gives these to you as a reference to debunk you, it's Metabunk and Contrail Science. Those are 2 websites that are ran by a government shill named Mick West. He is a computer gaming programmer who tries to tell you about persistent contrails. So somebody who isn't even credentialed in chemistry or physics or ecology, none of that, is trying to tell you that you're crazy. You have to understand that I have met people who used to be purposeful disinformation trolls, as we call them. These people are paid to get you on board to believe a website or an article. So I just want everyone to know and understand that of all things, of all the freedoms that we are losing, geoengineering is the #1 issue that we are facing. Because you can have guns and money and you can have everything. If you don't have food and water and you are dying of respiratory or neurological illnesses, what does it matter? So you've heard about vaccines, and you'll hear, about smart meters, and you'll hear about other issues. These are all systemic effects. We are getting overexposed to toxins. People will tell you fluoride's in the water, but it's not a lot. It is a lot, because you're getting it everywhere in your food, water that you drink, and you're getting your
Iron oxide right here. Iron oxide right here. We building, y'all. Like, smash that like button. Yo, we gotta share these things. You're trying to destroy everything and all of us before everything happens. And then on top of that, you know, they're gonna go under the ground, hopefully that they can, you know, survive this. But this shit is crazy. The iron oxide, look, they say that it comes from the wildfires in Canada, but we all know that's cap though, right? And we're gonna keep building. I'm gonna show you why.
ରୁଷିଆର ଏକ ନଦୀର ରଙ୍ଗ ଆଶ୍ଚର୍ଯ୍ୟଜନକ ଭାବେ ବଦଳି ଯାଇଛି। ନଦୀର ପାଣି ରକ୍ତ ପରି ନାଲି ଦିଶୁଛି। ଏହାର ଫଟୋ ରୁଷିଆନ ସୋସିଆଲ ମିଡିଆରେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳୁଛି। ରୁଷିଆର ନୋରିଲସ୍କ ସହର ଦେଇ ବହିଯାଇ
So the river turned the color of blood over the weekend. Let's get the rest of the story from China.
This looked like those days in the Bible, when the river Nile was turned to blood in the time of Moses. Residents of Barangay Sorosoro in Laguna witnessed for the first time how a nearby river turned red on Sunday.
You notice it's happening all around the world. This fire did not reach all around the world, right? Like, come on. Let's come on.
A pool of water located close to the Dead Sea in the biblical region of Moab.
Oh my.
Peru. New Guinea. Crazy.
Rivers and bodies of water are turning to blood worldwide. People fear that the apocalypse is near. Some reacted that it is God pouring his wrath into the world. Others say that it just dyed water and coloring. Some worry that it is a wake-up call from God following the locust invasion last April 2023 during the Ramadan. Rains, the Grand Mosque was besieged by a massive swarm of locusts. What could this play of biblical proportions mean? Russia, a Siberian river, has mysteriously turned blood red.
Of river blood, and that's actually what it looks like. It's kind of spooky. There's some colorful folklore from this area among Siberian nomads that you cross a river of blood to enter into the afterlife, to go into the other.
Satellite imagery does suggest that this river is surrounded by death. Within miles of its banks, there are little or no signs of life. It's just deaths. Plants or animals. What is killing us?
Russian authorities are trying to determine the cause of the ominous change.
You see how they keep saying like, oh, you know, when this was happening, oh, it's for the people here in the States, they just thinking like, oh, this just happened from, it's just coming over here from Canada and no. What have you learned here? Everything has been a lie. They told you like purposely. They fed you. We seen it here. We've seen it everywhere. And now they're telling you, like, ask your kids. And one of the things that you need to do, ask your kids, what are they learning in school? And be in tune to what they're learning in school. And you'll understand all of the shit they're telling them now is stuff that's going to go against what we learned in school too as well. In a bad way, not in a good way. They're not telling them good information. It's all bullshit. It's to indoctrinate them. They're just trying to find new ways to indoctrinate them and keep you at a low vibration, keep you ignorant. But together we rise on this channel.
Of the Galdican River, located above the Arctic Circle and flowing through the mining time of Norilsk. Why are all the rivers turning red one by one? Okinawa, Japan, independent.co.uk says, Japanese river turns blood red, alarming residents. Local residents took to social media and described the flowing red water as gruesome and venomous. The dramatic change in color has brought fear of the end times. There was an explanation behind this from BBC, but yet they were convinced that it gave them the chills that God is showing us a glimpse of end time and apocalypse. Turkey. Israel365news.com. Deadly earthquake in Turkey turns rivers blood red. Earthquake in Turkey produced an unexpected replay of the first plague in Egypt as a river began flowing deep red. So far, there is no answer that explains the cause of the blood that comes from the ground. Not even government entity can explain that event in Turkey. China, Wenzhou. WashingtonPost.com says, locals in the Chinese city of Wenzhou woke up puzzled to find that the river was blood red. A few people that were up and about at 5 a.m. said that everything was normal. Within the space of a few minutes, the water started turning darker and eventually was completely red. Wenzhou is a center for commerce on China's eastern coast. It is also a center of Christian faith in China and is often referred to as China's Jerusalem. After the river water turned red, some residents posted on social media that the crimson waters were a sign of Armageddon. Indiana.
Then the Wenzhou River turned red, blood red, and nobody knows why.
Think about it. It's crazy how they had the wrong people in these movies too. That shit is just wild. The blasphemy.
3. I want to show you all the iron oxide spots up here. So
think about it.
I mean, you want redder? That's more stagnant water. Here's where it sits a lot. This stuff right here, 91923. This is the dried out sample of the what I'm finding on the rooftops, the red stagnant water. Let me show you. Get close, Matt. See that? Let me wipe it off. It's dry.
Cause that's just normal, right? That's just normal, huh?
Let's do it one more time. There you go. All right.
Look at this, y'all. Look at this over here. This was sent to.
And you know how they said before all of this happens, you know, you at the right vibration, you vibrating right. You know, we the people that they gonna come get us. Look, but you have to understand too. A lot of this interpretation, you know, you gotta weed through the stuff. But you gotta understand, before we look for anybody to save us, we have to come together and save ourselves first. you know, because you might not make it to the point where, quote unquote, you know, somebody comes and get us. We have to maintain first, and we have to overcome together first. But yeah, let's go back. They here waiting. They said it. Look, man, we went through a lot on this channel, man. Like y'all tracking? Let me know in the comments down below if y'all tracking.
And this was taken over in Alabama.
I don't want to over explain.
I don't know what part of Alabama, but this was in Alabama. I got different pictures, but look at this huge hole in the middle of these clouds, right? I showed y'all in my video yesterday how they've been trying to cover up the moon. Why are they, right? They're also covering up the sun, and they're trying to cover up the moon as well. Why is that? But look at this huge hole. Look how interesting that is, y'all. And still with those clouds suffocating the moon. I don't want to say those names, but we already know what this is. But look at this. What do you think this is? Could it be a ship, UFO? I don't know, y'all. But I'm posting, you know, I'm posting to share information. I'm just trying to get information like y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. But yeah, this is very interesting. This is in Alabama, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments, okay? And can you guys see like a denseness to this? Like there's a depthness to this? Look, you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like there's something there. There's something huge there. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at that. It's like something coming down. There's literally something there. What do y'all think? What do you guys think what it is? I don't have all the answers, y'all. I'm posting to get information just like y'all. I'm just a messenger. That's all I'm doing. I'm sharing my information. So let me know what y'all think it is. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace out.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go into the bathroom? Because the pee is silent. Somebody asked me, where did your sister go, honey? I said, Alaska. He said, never mind, I'll ask her myself. I said, okay. Oh, God. What do you call a lazy kangaroo? A pouch potato.
Look, y'all, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video right here, but also, you know, I hope that y'all got something from this video, man, because look, sometimes these videos take a long time to put together and stuff like that. I be working hard overtime. I do all of this stuff myself, you know. In order to get my vision, I had to start, you know, I had to really like take time. I take a day at a time to like put these together and record, edit. I record essentially 3 videos, because sometimes I gotta take out copyrights, gotta fight the copyrights, all of that stuff. It's a lot that goes behind it. So all I do is ask y'all just to smash that like button. I'm asking y'all for nothing else. And the reason we didn't do a giveaway in the last month is because, you know, I'm planning on giving away cars every couple months to people that need them. You know, real stuff that they can obtain in real life. Because I noticed, man, a lot of people, especially in certain situations, not gonna do nothing with the money. Some people, you need some wheels. There's a lot of people out here without wheels. A lot of mothers, single mothers out here that can use a car. And I think that money that I want to donate every month, I'm gonna start changing it up a lot, and I want to really give it to somebody that really needs it, you know, because we just need to do our best out here to, you know, contribute to our community. Like I always say, together we rise. You know, go ahead, subscribe to my vlog channel if you haven't already. I got a video posted. I got to make the thumbnail for it. Like I said, I'm doing all of this myself. You know, it's better that way. I can maintain it. It's not like, oh, I can't hire people. I did hire people before, but it just wasn't my full vision. And you know, I like to have control of what I do here because I love to do this, first of all, you know, and that's why I feel some type of way about people stepping into my lane and like copying me, blatantly copying me, thumbnails and everything. But it's cool at the same time. But you know, because I do this with the right intentions. I love to share information and have these conversations with y'all, and it just seems like people just do this to hop in this lane just because they think they're gonna get views and they get money from it. They don't have any goals to, you know, do good with the information and stuff like that. They're just posting TikToks just to post TikToks and watch them with y'all because they know that people are gonna watch. But then they're not giving you anything outside of just random ass TikToks, you know what I'm saying? But look, it is what it is though, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video right here, man. Make sure y'all going out here to do y'all own research, and you will see a lot of these things aren't as crazy as they seem because it's been around for a while and they've been in our face for a very long time. But look, I'll see y'all in the next video, man. And like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next video, and I'm out though. Bye.